Welcome to It's Called Science, but it's not called science. It's called science. So they got that cleared out the way. Let's get into today's lesson. So the Earth is split into 4 sections that scientists separated to study about: the hydrosphere, the biosphere, the atmosphere, and the geosphere, which is all about rocks and landforms. What that's all about is how landforms have been made over thousands of years, and we're going to learn more about them, so stay tuned. Well, if you're wondering, what are landforms? Well, landforms are geographical features on Earth that have been formed over millions of years. These can include volcanoes, glaciers, and valleys, and we'll learn about more in the next segment. So the first landform we'll be looking at are mountains. Mountains are formed when 2 parts of the Earth's crust come together and they start to crumple. So then they go up and they create mountains. These have a very specific name called fold mountains due to their formation and how they're made. The next landform we will be learning about are canyons. How canyons are formed are millions of years of water running through rock, cutting it open. But one major factor of making a canyon are the 3 steps are weathering, erosion, and deposition. So we'll have to learn about those first. Weathering is when rock breaks down into finer sediments from an outside force, either it be water or the wind. So any big rock, you can over time, like lots of time later, into tiny little sediments that get carried away by our next segment. And now we have erosion. Erosion is when an outside force carries away the loose sediments that weathering broke it down into. So, like it says, erosion takes any loose sediments that are around, then carries them away, either by water or by wind. So, if it starts from water, then it can get either set off to the side or at the end of the stream, and wind can take it wherever it wants to. And now we have deposition. Deposition is when the loose sediments from the erosion get laid off somewhere. So if it gets laid off the shorelines of a beach or the end of a river, it depends, because the world is random sometimes. It's like how deposition was before. There could be a stream, water goes down it with the loose sediments in it, but sometimes the sediments can get piled off to the side, and these could create different types of rocks, but we're not going to explore that today because the video will be way too long, but we will explore it in a future video. Alright, back to canyons. So, the water breaks the rocks down due to weathering. The erosion takes the sediments away, either at the end of the stream or just somewhere else, and deposition leaves them somewhere. And that's how canyons are made. So the third and last final landform we'll be learning about today in this video are the islands. How islands are formed are when a volcano erupts and then it spews out all the lava or magma, and then what it does, it cools down the rock and it starts forming the island. That is one way how an island can form, but there is another way an island can form. When 2 oceanic crusts meet, and one is, the denser one will go down, and the lighter one will go on top, and that's when another island will form. That brings us to the end of this video, so I hope you enjoyed it. But remember, it's not magic, it's called science!